Hello and welcome to my channel, My Garden, My Passion. Today I would like to talk about watering of the cactus and succulents. Watering is the most important factor that will either kill your plant or make it grow. In fact, many people have killed more plants by overwatering than underwatering. As you all know, cacti and succulents have the water holding capacity. They hold their water in the stems and in their leaves. So you can neglect watering even up to 15 days. They will not die. But they will definitely die or root rot will set in if they are overwatered. So even when you are going out, you give instructions to your help not to water those plants, and nothing will happen even if you don't water them for the next 15 days. However small the pot is, cacti and succulents can retain the water in their stems and leaves, and so they can withstand neglect of watering. While watering your cactus and succulents, you have to keep two things in mind. One is that you never water the succulents overhead, and the other is that when you water them, do not think that they require less water and put less water. You water them thoroughly in such a way that the water comes out from the drainage hole, and you can water it next time after 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. But don't do the mistake of watering or putting less water. It will touch only the upper roots and it may not reach the bottom roots, and that will affect the plant growth. So when people say that you require less water for cactus and succulents, they think that you can add less water, but that is not the case. You have to water it thoroughly but infrequently, or you can give a long gap between two waterings. Make sure you water it thoroughly, and while watering, never water it overhead. So now I will show you how to water them. To water my plants from the shelf, I bring them down and place them in this tray and water it with this watering can with a long spout. This is very important, especially for small pots. And here I have placed some stones or some toy to see that the soil does not get disturbed, and I have watered it thoroughly. Now I will wait for the water to flow down. I keep them in this tray so that the area does not get dirty. I should avoid watering on the leaves. If I water on the leaves, it will lead to rotting of the leaves. So here you can see the water flowing down. So once the water flows down, I can keep this pot outside, put another set of plants inside and water them. It takes a very long time to water when you're watering with the small can and the spout. So that if the pots are a little larger size, I tend to water with a mug. But you can see that I have placed these white pebbles so that the soil does not get disturbed. So again you can see the water has just begun to flow down. I will add and wait for the water to flow from below, and then lift it up and keep it in its place. So you can see there is water in the tray there. And for very small pots also, like I said, you can use this spouted one. You must use a spouted one for the very small ones so that it does not fall on the leaves. Nature has so created that some of the succulents will not retain water and the water will just flow down. It will not sit on the plants. But when you have the rosette type of plants like this, if you water it overhead, the water will sit between the leaves, and in fact I have lost 1 or 2 plants because of my neglect. Since I have many plants, I tend to water it with a big watering can or a mug, and the water falls on the leaves, and that will lead to leaf rot. So you must always water at the bottom of the pot, and I have placed either the stones or some toys so that it will help you to water and not disturb the soil. Sometimes after repotting, and when you water for the first time, you might see that all the water is not draining up fast. So then you make sure that either the hole is not completely blocked like it is slightly here, or you need to loosen the soil a bit and the water will drain out. See, you can see it slowly drained out when I loosened the soil by putting my finger through the drainage hole. So here I did like this, and so if there are some mistakes while potting, then you can see that you will have to open up the drainage hole for the water to flow out. Finally, you remember that these are the two important points. One, you don't water them overhead, and the other is that you pour enough water so that it drains from the drainage hole, and then you can give a long gap for watering. Sometimes you see these videos on the internet, YouTube videos, that are not made in India, and most of them with colorful succulents and closely packed succulents are seen from California, and there they actually water the plants with the hose pipe, and you can imagine it is watered all over this plants, the leaves. So but there the weather conditions or the climatic conditions are such that the water dries up. Even here in North India maybe you can do that, but here where I live in South India, we cannot even place the plants compactly because of the weather conditions, especially during the monsoons when humidity is very high. The plants tend to rot, or they get some mealy bugs or some insect attacks or fungus attacks when they are closely placed. So you see that you don't place them closely, and do not water them overhead. Do not follow the YouTube videos which show you to water with a pipe. I make sure that I water either with a mug or with a long spouted small watering can where you can pour directly at the roots. So I hope you like this video and it will help you to take care of your cactus and succulents. Thank you and happy gardening.